I was born in this city 70 years ago, and it's where I live. But where is it, I hear you ask? So, you guessed, and yes, Bristol has certainly seen a few changes in 70 years. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. I can remember when all this was a working dock. Yes, I really am that old. And of course, back then, everything was in black and white. But that was then. In 2017, Crane 29 on Prince's Wharf became pop-up accommodation for the summer. No old rust buckets anymore. You're more likely to see an American billionaire's yacht tied up. Wapping Wharf, now shipping containers converted into bars, restaurants and cafes. St. Augustine's Reach, in the year I was born. A little different now. This whole area has seen quite a few changes. The city centre, or if you're my age, you can remember when this was called the tramway centre. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get a bit nostalgic. Not that nostalgic. This is how the centre looked before it was covered in. Very handy if you wanted to catch a U-boat home after a matinee at the Hippodrome. I remember it when it looked like this. A traffic island with manicured grass, flower beds and public toilets. Then, in 1999, for a new millennium, a new city centre, complete with spurty fountains and slippery wooden decking, and a construction representing masts and sails. That had to be taken down after a few years as it became unsafe. The City Council called the new layout pedestrian and cyclist friendly. An excellent place to meet up to protest about whatever takes your fancy. As time passed, so did the traffic. In 2016, to improve matters, the wise men of Bristol put yet another master plan for the area into operation. Neptune was put in his protective box and the fountains turned off. The official word was, "The changes are designed to simplify traffic flow for motorists, reduce congestion and create more space for public transport, pedestrians and cyclists." Despite all the changes, the statue of Burke still looks down on his namesakes. And a new word was on every Bristolian's lips.
Metrobus, a bus rapid transit system for Bristol.
Large bus shelters appeared to herald the launch of a system that was designed to speed up public transport by creating 3 new bus routes.
The initial estimate of the cost of the project was £200 million. The actual cost, £230 million.
May the 29th, 2018. The age of Metrobus dawns. Next, it was the turn of route M2. Except, when they tested the new buses on certain parts of that route, like the renovated at great expense Ashton Swing Bridge, they found they didn't quite fit. At these narrow points, the driver relies on wheels on the side of the bus engaging with a busway. Subtle adjustments were needed to the concrete channels. M2 eventually started in September 2018, followed by the longest Metrobus route in January 2019. Who remembers the temporary Redcliffe flyover which lasted 30 years? Today, congestion is kept at ground level and improvement work for the area is running 9 months late. In June 2018, the Colston Hall closed for a £50 million refurb. When it reopens, it won't be Colston Hall anymore. In the year 2000, the former British Railways goods shed at Cannons Marsh became an interactive science centre. In 2017, At Bristol changed its name to a rather punctuation-free curiosity. And the grand edifice that is the seat of local government in Bristol, the Council House, is no longer the Council House. In 2012, the then elected Mayor George Ferguson renamed it City Hall. Well, I still call it the Council House. So, how do we bring the ramblings of this septuagenarian Bristolian to a fitting conclusion?
Well, not looking back, but perhaps into the future, and a project that seems to have been around for as long as me. The Bristol Arena. Perhaps not.